to another episode of Mass from Massachusetts. I am Staff Hole Chad LaRoche, Masshole, James Sullivan.
What's happening, motherfuckers?
Alright, and of course last week I know we were all wondering what happened. Where was your Martinsville / Texas preview?
Well,
some things just didn't work out.
We got some crappy equipment going on here, and it bit us in the ass. But it's all set now. Our equipment's back online.
We actually upgraded a little bit.
Yeah, we got now have our camera sitting on top of a tripod, not a bar stool.
Yes.
So that's kind of cool. That was a Turtle Tavern in the back of the closet donation, which was nice of them. So thanks, Turtle Tavern.
That's awesome. Yes, always popping. That's why we love being here. That's why we love what we do in here.
Right.
All right, so let's get into Martinsville. Martinsville was fun. It was crazy. It actually made me lose my temper at times.
It did.
Yes. The whole I don't even know where to start, man. Should we start with the Kyle Busch and the Eric Almirola incident? Did we start with the flat tires? Did we start with the fights? Did we start with I mean, there was just chaos.
I think the first off the bat, it was the flat tires. What came first was flat tires, left and right.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it was ridiculous. I mean, how the fuck are we gonna run that race? And it's a playoff race, and we got tires going down like that. I mean, it wasn't really any of the playoff contenders, but it happened to a lot of people. It made a lot of destruction on that track.
Oh, it did, absolutely. It was just like when after like a couple they run wild, and next thing you know, someone's tire blew. I mean, there was guys like Bubba Walsh having a great run,
right?
And also a tire blew. But the way it was going, I mean, there was guys just crashing, beating, and banging towards the end. And I'll tell you what,
typical short track.
And I'll tell you what, and it happens ever since they started it. As soon as that second race and the lights turn on and the night goes down at Martinsville, there's something that just happens. This is the third year in a row that we've had an issue, okay, or a controversy or a fight between somebody. Okay?
Well, that's short track racing.
Yeah, but this it's Martinsville the way it is and where it is. It just I don't know, man.
Yeah. Well,
think about it, dude. A couple of years ago, Chase Elliott, Denny Hamlin last year, Logano, Truex this year, Hamlin and Logano.
Right.
And Kyle Busch and Eric Almirola. Let's talk about that, dude.
Hey, I mean, I didn't even really see the incident that day.
I did.
Mad about.
Yeah,
I didn't really see it. So him saying, I'm going to make your life a hell over the next 3 races. That's a bold statement.
That's Eric Almirola.
That's a bold statement coming from somebody that ain't in the playoffs.
Yeah, it is. But Kyle can't be running over people. It's kind of getting annoying here. You know what I mean? I'm tired of it. And I'm tired of him complaining and stuff. Dude, it's racing, just race. That's all I have to say about that, really. It's Kyle Busch. Stop complaining and just race, dude. You're in the playoffs. He's not. Just that's all I'm gonna say. I don't want to get any further and get even more heated about you. So let's keep it like that. Another guy another argument I want to talk about. We're gonna talk about Logano and Hamlin.
Yep. That was Idiot of the Week worthy right there.
Joey Logano.
Joey Logano, you are the Idiot of the Week. Why? Because you're out, you're talking to the guy, you're talking back and forth. All right, it may be a little heated. You're both in the playoffs. You both got, something to lose. But all he did was he put his finger up, like one more time, and then you push him, and then run away.
Yep, and
the look on Hamlin's face was...
Hamlin was the best. No, Hamlin did this. He did this. He's like, and then Hamlin just, go after him. That's all he did. Oh my god, it was the best look.
The look on his face was remnant to like Mr. Spock being like, curious.
Yeah, he was just like, it was more like, the fuck? Like, what? No. And all Logano said is, I just wanted an apology, and he wasn't apologetic, and maybe I shouldn't have pushed him.
Well, it really doesn't matter.
What do you mean, dude? Then why'd you do it? like seriously,
And then we had crew guys going ballistic. I mean, listen, crew guys. This isn't a street gang warfare deal. Why you guys jump in there the way you guys do is I don't get it. You just let them do what they do.
Should we put in what Tony Stewart said about that?
I think everybody knows what Tony Stewart said. And he said about Logano specifically. He's got his hand on a crew member or an official.
No, his crew member is holding him back, and he's pretending to sling out like an Hamlin because he's being pushed back. Great, you know what? And what did he say? I'll take them both on.
the thing is, Logano, I saw the footage. He just kept on stepping behind in front of his crewman, stepping in, like moving in that direction. If he wanted to get out Logano, he just would have been a little stutter step and stepped right around him. He got to him because nobody was holding back Denny Hamlin.
Yeah, no. Denny Hamlin did not have. Yeah, no, he was just like, okay. And he gets thrown down by the guy that, first of all, Joey Logano antagonized it. And so your dude has to back his gas, or whatever it was, had to.
He yanked him down hard.
And Hamlin got back up, was ready to go. I love Denny Hamlin. He's one of my favorite drivers, so good for you, Hamlin. Stick up for yourself. And Logano, stop being such a wuss. Really? Don't say, oh, that's just short track racing last year when he did it to Truex, and this year. Don't do that. Yeah. Why? Stop it. I love what Hamlin, how he hit me up in turn two. Like, to this voice.
Right.
Yeah, no one likes you, Logano, or at least me and him don't like you.
It's not like I loathe you as much as I do the 18 and the 20, but...
No, it's just little things like that. You're a great driver, just keep it down with the little pushing unless you're going to back it up, that's all.
It's not exactly what you say, it's how you say it, you fucking pussy. Let's move on.
Alright.
Idiot.
What else we got to talk about?
It would have been our Texas preview.
Yes.
But we all already know what happened in Texas, and I gotta say, all the footage is lost to us. I had to delete everything in order to get my camera to work again. But our picks were right up there.
I picked Kevin Harvick to dominate the whole day,
So
and
did
I did. And he actually did, so needless to say, he really did.
Right.
Speaking of needless to say, I have to say, does the world really need a podcast with four guys in a basement? Well, according to Craig, Dave, and Brad, yes. Yes, it does. Yeah. They're one of the greatest podcasts that's out there that I like. I watch them a lot. Met some of the guys down at Comic-Con. They're great guys. Definitely check them out. They're on places like Instagram at Needless to Say Podcast. And you can find them also on ntpodcast.podbean.com. So check them out there. I know they have some great ones. Like one of the last ones they did was Halloween movies and stuff like that. They're four real down to earth guys, just like us. That's why I wanted them so well. So, thank you guys for freaking hanging out with me. Hope to see you guys soon, and definitely check them out soon, alright?
Okay.
Alright.
Absolutely.
Let's go back to racing. So, other than that, Martinsville was quiet. Texas was a whole nother thing. It was actually very interesting.
I thought it was a much better race.
It was a good race. There's a lot. Oh, man. It's a heartbreaker. That was the hardest breaking race for me. I really honestly thought Jimmy Johnson had a chance to win that race.
Yeah, he had a shot.
He led 40 laps, was up there, and then he was up there in third place, and then you know something? I blame Texas Motor Speedway, and I blame NASCAR, because that Prancer Path Down did not work, okay?
Not up until the end of the race.
The end of the race.
And everybody slammed
Everybody that tried it. Chase Elliott went up there to just, test the waters, slams himself in the wall, causes him thing. It's not even his fault. Okay? Who wants to ride around? You gotta move around the track to, your car doesn't handle that well. You gotta move around. You want to pass cars, you gotta move around. That's how Texas is with the draft.
Right.
And him just to move up a little bit and slam into the wall and cost him there, it's just bullshit. Jimmy Johnson did the same thing, just moved up a little bit, spun his car and cost us the whole day. And then there was a couple other drivers that happened to. Brad Keselowski happened to him. He ended up slamming and taking out him and Ricky Stenhouse.
Right.
Takes him out. And the biggest one of all day, Denny Hamlin. He goes up there, spins himself out into the grass, and he finds himself on the inside looking out because of all that. And this goes back to what I'm going to say again. With Hamlin, he actually would have been okay if there was turf instead of fucking grass. Get rid of the grass and put the turf down once again. How many times am I going to fucking say it? That's all I'm going to say. No more grass, turf. Please.
Charlotte showed us the way. And now we got at least 3 different instances this season of people going through the grass and having their front of the car ripped off.
And it's bullshit. And then you watch that All-Star race in the actual 600. What happened?
Yeah,
those cars spun through the turf. Turf stayed intact, didn't come up, and they were able to continue on, and without having front end damage.
Yeah.
Wow. Can't look at that. A little simple thing like that can just change everything. How many times does that to happen before we had to get softer barriers, huh? Like, remember that? It took Earnhardt to die to get softer barriers. When someone had to go in the grass and explode and die to freaking get the turf? Like, come on, let's do safety now. We see something now, let's do it now. That can prevent cars flipping down the backstretch of Daytona and Talladega.
Well,
They really could, because
pay
they can slide across instead of the front and dig it and barrel rolling. Even pave it. Pave it and paint it green. I don't care.
Right.
Seriously. No grass. Grass is not allowed. I don't like grass anymore in NASCAR. It's not a thing. Okay, this isn't dirt racing. This is professional NASCAR racing. No dirt and no grass, please.
Right.
That's all I gotta say about that, because that was absolute bullshit. And if you're gonna put compound fracture down, make sure it's able to race around different multiple grooves. That's the other thing too, because that's really it's a bull. That's a shame.
From you got the bottom lane.
Dude, that was it.
It was just all the way up.
Crazy, dude. That was crazy.
Seriously, come on. Whosever idea that was, you're an idiot.
Or I blame Goodyear as well, because maybe they didn't bring the right tire to match that compound fracture.
They had a hard tire.
There's a lot of things there that could
there was no breakdown in that tire. There was no give in that thing.
Except for the one driver that did spin out and blew a tire, and is another controversy, causing a caution. Bubba Wallace when he spun out.
Spun himself out.
Once again, here we go. These controversies of NASCAR keep coming up. This is the third week in a row something like this has happened.
It's true. I mean, hey, spinning yourself out to get a caution is. I like you, Bo, but that was a pussy move. I just take your fucking medicine, get around the track just like everybody else does. But no, you spin yourself out.
And the only way we could tell, because you were on the bottom coming out of turn 2. And you were just riding, and then all of a sudden the car just magically just goes like that. Even though you had a flat tire, you literally made it through 1 and 2 okay, and then all of a sudden you were like, yeah.
No, he was sore in that steering wheel to try and get the car to spin.
That's what I mean though. He had a good line all the way until that one part, and then it dumped, and I was just like, oh, well, there's the caution. I mean, at that point, it wasn't big to me because Keselowski and Johnson were already out. At that point, I just wanted a really good finishing for the race. At that point, I was just a fan of NASCAR at that point. So, because Hamlin also took himself out, and Chase Elliott took himself out, and it was like, okay, all the guys I like, and the only one I wanted to win was Kevin Harvick, and thank you for doing it, man.
Dominant.
And not only that, Harvick had there was times he took 4 tires, he found himself probably towards the pack like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah,
so I give him a lot of credit. He drove the hell all the way back up that 3 times, man. Good, like Harvick deserved it, man.
He absolutely deserved it. He was cool as a cucumber the whole time when he was doing it. There's no doubt. He knew he had the car to win.
And I know we just to shout out to Martinsville real quick. I just want to give a shout out to William Byron. Good job on that 2nd place finish, and congratulations to Truex. I know we didn't talk about that real quick. It just kind of dawned on me because I wanted to say good job to Alex Bowman on his 5th place finish. That's congrats, man. I'm just saying it because I'm a Hendrick guy, so I want to give my guys a shout out. So that's awesome, you guys. Keep it up, boys.
Yeah, I mean,
honestly,
there's a lot of guys that had good showings, and then there's a lot of really bad ones.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Texas actually turned out to be a wild race. It turned out to be a wild west race.
Right. I mean, that was something that I didn't expect it to be exactly like that. I didn't think they were going to get strung out exactly the way they were. I knew the speeds were going to be insane, which they were, but I didn't like how long it took that PJ1 to come in. I mean, between the PJ1 and the tires, maybe you got a point there with the tires. It was the wrong freaking tire to be curling up on.
And with the grass too.
But it didn't. It just didn't come in until way too late in that race.
Which is odd because when they have used it before, it actually has been pretty successful. We haven't seen that much. This is the first time we saw cars literally just go up a little bit and just like, it's like,
it was what? Like glass. I mean, I remember hearing Kevin Harvick talk about it on his in-car, and he was like, yeah, it's just so shiny, you know you're just gonna spin out. So he didn't do it until way late in the race.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate because I think that race could have even been a better race if there was multiple lanes. And Texas wasn't I actually was pretty cool. I actually loved watching the race. I thought it was good. It just that compound fracture just really and it's a bummer because it ruined a lot of good cars this day. And it wasn't even that, you know what I mean? Like Jimmy Johnson, for instance, he had a fantastic car, and it took him just one little tire just to go up there and bye-bye. And the speed, and like you said, the speeds they're running, dude, you're spinning out in the middle of the corner. There's no fucking way you're gonna be able to.
He almost had it.
He did though.
Almost had it. I mean, talk about sideways dirt tracking it on asphalt. And
not even him, but Chase Elliott too, dude. Elliott almost he had it until the end, but he hit hard because he did so much trying to save it. He had it for a second, and then it was like, Same with Johnson, he had it for that second, and and Hamlin too.
He had it like he was sideways, and he just what took out Jimmy Johnson is when his front tire hit the wall, his tires were turned.
Yeah,
in whatever direction,
and it broke the toe,
and it broke it, and that was it.
That was it.
I mean, it wasn't like he did damage to the car that you could see. I mean, I was saying, wait a minute, why is he out? But
no, and that went through my mind.
It broke the suspension,
and then that actually, it went through my mind. Why is he in the race? And I thought about him, and I went, once again, I think I should bring this up. Once again, we hit the wall, we're out. And look at Chase Elliott, he's back out there. Look at Hamlin, he's back out there. Why is the 48? And then once I heard how bad the internal damage was, then I was like, all right, I guess. But it sucks because the car looked better than fucking Hamlin's and fucking Chase Elliott's, and still I'm out of it. It's just that was annoying. I'm like, wow, really? I tapped the wall, I'm out of the race again. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
make minimum speed.
But it's okay. It happens.
He was spinning out, fucking done. His whole front suspension was whacked.
Yeah.
And one little. That was it. He hit it. He has the experience to hit it in the exact right spot to fuck it up completely. Thanks, Jimmy.
Leave him alone. All right. Leave my boy alone. All right. Anything else you want to say on this first part here before we go to a second part?
Well, I mean, no, not really.
Alright, all I have to say is short track racing. Boys, have at it, and let's man up. And NASCAR, let's make some improvements on these tracks.
Absolutely.
Alright.
We can definitely fucking do with some improvements.
Absolutely. And
I mean, we're trying to improve stuff, and we're doing it.
And I'm only telling you guys like this. It seems like a lot less cars, yes, because we get to the end of the season, and quite frankly, it's been fucking load on my ass to carry these cars every week, so I decided to go a little less because towards the end of the season. But on the championship race, I got a little surprise for us, so wait until you see that.
Next week.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. God.
Alright, we'll be right back. We're actually going to take a break for a minute, and we will be back, and we're going to talk about Phoenix. Picks and everything. Have a good one, guys.